Hello, everybody, and welcome back here at Leica Pro. I'm your host, Kladi, and I'm super excited to be here with you for this Thursday morning. So, good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I can see the wonderful chat already. Everybody's saying hello. So, hi, Cody Bear. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, Bruce. Hello. How's it going? Sean. Nice to see you. I feel like it's been a while that we haven't seen each other. Andres Holler. Lovely to see you here. And thank you so much for joining us here at Leica Pro. If this is the first time that you have been here at Leica Pro, of course, you probably get the idea what we're going to be doing from the title of this session. We're going to be editing our vacation and holidays photos, and then we're going to put them in a show reel just to make sure that they look professional, nice and cool, and we're ready to pretty much share them everywhere on social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you want. It's nice to have a very clean way of display your holiday photos, and maybe you can create an album and you can keep a link that you can share with your family and friends when you go back to school. And it's also, nice to keep next to you during the winter months, since sadly the summer is coming to a close, but we're gonna make sure to make the most out of our memories in order to edit the photos and create a video. Deborah, thank you so much for joining us. Jimena, thank you so much. Beverly, nice to see you. So if you're watching from YouTube, make sure to head on b.net/Adobe Live so I can say hi to you. Keep an eye on the chat. If you have any questions, I can reply to your questions as well during this live stream. Also, at Leica Pro, what we're doing here is creating and find new ways and professional workflow to transform all your assets into professional assets, hopefully while having a lot of fun. And of course, if you're starting a new business, if you maybe have a side hustle, if you just want to refine your logo, learn how to create professional assets, well, this is the right place to tune in every Thursday morning at 8 a.m. We are kicking off a new season of Leica Pro, so hopefully everybody is enjoying these live streams with me and other amazing streamers that are usually here on Thursday morning. And the beauty of Leica Pro is that we're going to learn all these professional techniques to improve your assets and improve your content like a professional, all in under 30 minutes. So because the time is ticking, I think it's time to get started. And I'm just going to take one of the comment from the chat from Bruce, crispy background. So this is actually a photo that I took at the beginning of my holidays when I still, travel restriction were in place, so I couldn't go very far. I was in a place around Manchester. By the way, I'm based in Manchester, UK. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if any of my holidays location that I'm going to be sharing with you, maybe that's where you're at, or that's where you've been. And you can also tell me where you've been on holiday, if you've been anywhere on holiday this year, or maybe last year, whatever you want to share. Use the chat and I'll keep an eye on it. So the photo behind me was a photo taken in a place called Chorley, which is in north of Manchester. And that photo was actually cropped and edited in Lightroom. And in fact, I'm going to just jump right away into my screen real quick, because we're going to be talking about Lightroom. In fact, let's see if we can jump into Lightroom in just a second. Here we are. So we are in Adobe Lightroom, and one of the fantastic things that I would like to share with you before we start working is how magic Lightroom is. So if you haven't had the chance yet to work with Adobe Lightroom, I want to make sure that you go ahead and download this fantastic app. Adobe Lightroom is a Creative Cloud, is a part of the Creative Cloud subscription, is a cloud-based service. That means that it gives you all the tools to create edit, organize, store, and share your images. And we're going to see in a second how to do that. Also, you can use that on your mobile, tablets, desktop, and web. So you can have the app also access it from the web. So you can maybe visiting your aunt's house, or you be at your friend's house, and you can still log in your Creative Cloud and just simply heading to the web browser version or Lightroom. Everything will be synced. All your photo, all your edits accessible anytime, anywhere. And it's super easy. So let's go ahead and check it out and see how it works. I already created a folder where I imported my pictures. You can actually select from your device to sync or not directly the photos. That's completely up to you. What I enjoy doing is to create albums. If you're wondering how to create albums, you can see it right above my head, right there. You have the little plus icon that will allow you to create album or a folder. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see the different options. So you can create an album or a folder. Now, as you can probably get the gist from the name, an album is just a collection of images, while a folder is a collection of albums. So in this case, my holidays 2021 is a folder, which has a little arrow next to it. If I go ahead and click on the arrow, we can see that inside my holidays, we have 3 different albums, and my albums are edited photos from Greece 2021, then my general Greece 2021 photos, and my Italy 2021 photos. And by the way, if you get a little bit of my accent, although I am now naturalized as a British citizen, I am from Italy, so you probably see a lot of photos from Italy when we work together. Right, so let's go back to the chat and see what everybody is watching from. So we have Jimena from Washington, D.C. Fantastic. Sansumika from Rwanda. And by the way, I'm so sorry if I mispronounce your name. I always, try my best. Bruce is saying every day is a holiday in New York. Super cool. Deborah living outside Zion National Park in USA right now. Then we have Vitas from Denver. Fantastic. Right. So as usual, time is ticking way too fast. So let's get started. We're going to be working in Lightroom, as I said, and then we're going to select some of the photos that we edited in Lightroom, export them into our picture folder from the Lightroom save folder. We're going to dive into that in a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and open Adobe Rush. So make sure to Google and start your trial if you haven't done so, because we're going to then create a showreel with a title, transition, and some music. We're going to use You can use your photos, you can use some sample photos if you just want to practice, and it's time to get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is select one of my album located in the folder, and I'm going to start with my Greece 2021 photos. So some of you that follow me on social media, if you want to ask any question or, just chat with me and see what I'm up to, usually I am at I am Kladi on Instagram. So probably some of you know that my parents live on a boat in the south of Italy, and we get to travel in the Mediterranean Sea. So those photos are from my trip into the Greek islands. And one of the wonderful things that we have here in Lightroom is that we can also then, we're going to see when we export them, go ahead and get more information about the photos themselves. So we can actually have any idea where, if you forgot exactly the place where you have started your where you've taken your photo, Lightroom also contains all the rich informations and data for you to remember where the photo was taken, if you perhaps want to add some details. Right, so let's go ahead and select some of this photo. One feature that is very important is the view mode. So we have 3 different view mode. We have a photo grid, which can be triggered with a letter G. And we also have a zoom here, so we can make your images smaller or larger. And then we have the second view, which will allow you to have a square grid. And in this case, we have access to more tools as well. For example, tools that will allow us to rate the image or to approve or not an image. And I'm going to go ahead and show you here those little flags. And then we can simply zoom in the selected image. So with the detail, which you can access with the shortcut D, you can access one single image. By the way, both apps that we're going to be tackling today, Lightroom and Rush, are available. I'm going to say one more time as well for mobile. So everything that I'm doing right here, right now, you can do it from your phone on the go anytime. I've been editing some of these photos when I was on the boat. So I was just literally relaxing on the boat, and some of these photos are already been edited while I was there. So for example, you can see here the sky has been edited. Now, what I want to do, since there are a lot of different photos, and I know that usually makes people giggle, that's the Kladi boat. So what I do usually when I select photos, when I have so many photos, is just to click on the one, go back into the square grid mode, and select the photos that I want to use for my photo album, or in this case for my showreel. And then hold the Command or Control key if you're working on a window machine. So I'm just going to go ahead and select a few of this photo. And in this case, what we're going to do is to select the little flag with the tick, which will allow us to approve our photos. And then all we have to do is to make sure to use the search bar, which is on top, and we already have selected. So as you can see, Lightroom has already selected the Grease 2021 album, and then we can just filter further by choosing all the images that we have approved. So as you can see here, we have the image that I have picked, that I've selected. They automatically added into a subfolder. We're still within our Grease 2021 album, so you're still working within the album that is there, but what we can do is also have a deeper like a selection within the album, in this case of the photo that we're going to use for our showreel. Now if you do want to enter the editing mode and select a photo in particular, all you have to do is to click on the photo that you wish to edit, and we can click on the edit or press the letter E. The edit is the little sliders, which you can find on the top right of the interface. And once you click on it, we can go ahead and start having a play with the wonderful slider here at in Lightroom. If you ever want to go back to your folder, so the little panel that was here on this side, all you have to do is to use this icon in order to reveal and hide all the panel with all your medias and your photos. But let's go back into edit mode. So the first thing that I usually play with is the contrast of the image in order to make the image pop a little bit more. And then I also work with highlights. The highlights control the overall brightness of an image. So in this case, all the lighter areas will be revealed if we drag it to the left. As you can see, the sky really comes out because all the highlight that is there with the probably the light coming within my camera is hiding the beautiful color of the sky. So if I'm gonna go there and just bring the lighter pixels, so I'm gonna tell Lightroom, hey, let's dull down these highlights. So I'm gonna drag it to the left. You can see that the color of the sky come out. And I usually do the opposite with the shadow, just again to bump up that contrast. And again, there is no right or wrong way of editing your photos, completely up to you. I'm just here to give you some tips and show you what these wonderful sliders are for. Then if you want to know a little bit more what contrast does, the reason why contrast makes your image pop is because it makes the brighter pixel brighter and the darker pixel darker. So it just basically gives a boost to your image. Another effect that I use very often to give a little, almost pop to the image is in fact our effect little panel here. So if we go ahead and select the effect, and again, you can find much more detail just in Lightroom. I've done a stream here for Leica Pro, so make sure to go ahead and maybe, select Lightroom and Leica Pro if you want to know more in details. All these wonderful slider. Conscious of time, we're going to, just edit one photos and then jump into Rush in just a second. But what I wanted to show you here is the wonderful power of clarity and dehaze. So you can find clarity and dehaze under the effect panel. Here they are. So what clarity does, it creates a contrast in the midtones. And as you can see, that really brings some vibrancy to your image. and a lot of details as well. I just think it's fantastic. I'm giving you a little bit of an extra slide here just because I really want you to look at the image and to see the difference here on screen, but make sure that you're mindful with the use of your image. And with the haze, you can reduce the haze. So if we bring it to the right, here we go. We reduced the haze of the image. Fantastic. Now it's time to export our images. And if we actually go back to our grid mode, I'm going to go ahead and select all my photos by selecting the first one, holding the shift key, and then selecting the last one. So we include all the images in the selection, select control and or right click on the images and then select export. You can also access the export screen by using the shift E. Now from here, once we export, we hopefully going to be able to access the export panel. Here in the more option, you can also see where the image was taken and all the metadata of the image. I'm going to go ahead and export all photo into my Lightroom saved photo library, which is usually under your machine picture folder. And then I'm going to jump into Rush. And from Rush, we're going to go ahead and click Create New Project. As you can see, if we head into the Picture folder and then into the Lightroom Save Photos, we have the photos that we just imported from your Lightroom, all edited. As you can see, the one that we just edited is there. All you have to do is to click on Create to add it into your media bucket. So it's preparing our media. They're there already lined up. Now, what we want to do here is to use our audio in order to add some music to really create the atmosphere and the vibe of this holiday and memories showreel. And if you don't know what music to use, don't worry, we have plenty of content here on Rush. Click on Browse in order to open the audio browser search. And in this case, I'm just going to use the word summer. Feel free to use any keyword that you want. Perhaps I'm going to go ahead and get this Jets Hop Summer. You can preview the music. Maybe I should just bring my, oops. You can preview the music within the browser here. I'm going to go ahead and select Jets Hop and add it, and then you can close the browsing mode. So now if you use your spacebar, you can already start to have your images. But what if I want to add a little bit of a transition? Well, in order to add a transition, you want to add into the effect here, and all you have to do is to select the images that you want to add the transition to, and then pick the transition that you want. And you can also change the duration of the transition. Now, my advice is to use the same transition for all images to keep consistencies. But if you fancy creating a different effect, what I suggest you to do is to work backwards, because transitions are applied to both at the end, at the beginning of an image. For example, if I want to add another transition here, I will work backwards and maybe use a wipe up. And I'm going to go ahead and play to give you a little bit of a preview of the different effect. Now, time is ticking, but something that is super cool that I want to show you is how to add a graphic. So click on the plus icon and select graphic. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and click on a down pointing arrow and select title. And the one that I was choosing, which I think it works wonderful when you have a photo, is one called minimal, which hopefully we can find really quickly. If not, I think we can browse and search it direct. Here it is. So it's called minimal. Click on add to add it to your video. Here it is. And as you can see, we have the text overlaying. Everything that is black usually on your templates is transparent, so it will show whatever is behind. Now to edit the text, simply click on it. And once you select your graphic, which is here at the top, your graphic options on the very top right of your interface. Just my computer is having a little bit of a think. You will be able to access more options. So here it is. Hopefully, here we are, ready to edit our text. And to edit the text is very easy. All you have to do is to select a bit of the text that you want to edit, double click on it. In this case, I'm going to write Greece, and then in the other little subtitle, we can write, summer holidays 2021. Now, the reason why you don't see anything is because this is an animated title. So, it's just not out yet. So if we go ahead and we delete the first dissolve, we will have the image already as a first starting point. Then we can press play and we can see the music start playing and our title overlays on the image showreel. But what if the title stays there for too long? We just wanted to crop it and make it shorter. Well, all you have to do is to click and drag inward to make sure that you also have a preview to see, you know, here the title is fully displayed, so we're happy now, and then it can go away. You can also apply an effect. Again, I will recommend to use dissolve. So here, once the title disappears, it also dissolves as well. And that's another reason why I always suggest to use the same sort of effect for all different graphic. And now it's time to do the same with the audio. As we can see, if you pan out, the track is much longer than our video. All we have to do is to move the playhead, which is this little blue little track that moves on our back and forward in time, to the end of our image. Or what else we can do here, and then just crop it, making sure that you first select. So you can see there is a little bit of a orange outline that tells us which track we have selected. You can also expand the view panel of your track, so it tells you, gives you the option also to mute them if you need to, or to lock them. So in this case, I can lock the photos and I can lock the title because those are done and I don't want to make sure that nothing happens to them. So all I'm going to do here is to crop my audio, select the part that I'm not going to be using, and press the delete or key or backspace in order to crop it and delete the part that I don't want. Don't forget, you can always adjust it by clicking and drag it on it if you need to expand it. And if you want your audio to dissolve as well, so we have a little bit of a fade out. Again, use your transition, and the effect that you want to use for the audio is dissolve. And in this case, you can also change the duration. So I like to give it a little bit of a slower dissolve. Don't forget that you can zoom in into the track and click and drag into the effect like we do for the actual track itself. So now let's bring it back to the top and let's see our showreel for our holiday photo edited like a pro. And here it is. And now all we are left to do is to export our video. Hopefully, I hope that you guys could hear the audio here. So let's go ahead and click on share here on the top. You can choose if to share your image into a local folder inside your computer, or you can directly publish it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Behance. So all you have to do is to make sure that you name your file appropriately. I'm going to call mine Greece Holidays 2021, and then you can go ahead and give a little bit of a look at the advanced setting if you need to, and all you're left to do is to click on export, and your video will be rendered and it is ready to be shared and played on your Facebook, on your social media, wherever you want. You can click into view in Finder and it will open up the video, and here it is. We have the video ready to go, ready to be published with our holidays. It doesn't even look like that those were photo taken and edited with a mobile. But I hope you guys found this stream useful. Don't forget that there is so much more to learn here at Adobe Live. There are so many more streams coming up, so make sure to check just below me on behance.net/live of b.net/Adobe Live. We have the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge Encore with Howard, and so much more fun in Photoshop, After Effects, Illustrator, and it's just always a fun, busy day here at Adobe Live. As usual, it's a pleasure to be with everybody. Dorina, nice to see you. Nursh, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to see you soon. Don't forget, Like a Pro is here every Thursday at 8 a.m. And I look forward to catch up with everybody soon. And if you think that I've gone too fast, don't forget, all of these streams are available for a replay on YouTube and Behance. So you can watch it again, pause, and just, follow along as you wish. But thank you so much for being here with me. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Grab a glass of water and come back for more fun at Adobe Live. I look forward to see you soon. Bye, everybody.